Hey guys, this is Kawaii Life Antonio here, and oh geez, it's time I revisit this. The whole cable networks likely shut down on the second half of 2024, including FXX. Yeah, that's not happening. That's not happening at all. Boomerang? Give me Boomerang. Wow, little misspelling you did there, and more. Alright, let's see what they are. First one, Boomerang. Just because the MTV tune's coming up, that doesn't mean that Boomerang is going to shut down. Alright? Because they are partnering it up. That doesn't really make sense to say, oh, Boomerang's going to shut down because of it. No, Boomerang still does well. Boomerang still does well. And if you can see the variety, it is pretty good. It's a good amount of variety. One of the best varieties I've ever seen on recent years for cable networks in terms of modern cable standards. It's honestly more possible for them to shut down the Boomerang streaming service and not the channel. Even though the streaming service still has some charm to it, it still has some usefulness to it, despite, not being that well used by a lot of people. Even though with Max, there's the Purges, and there's the whole thing with streaming. I don't think Boomerang is going to shut down anytime soon, because Boomerang still does well. If I gotta be honest for my prediction, I think the classic Cartoon Network shows will move back to Boomerang, because Checker Pass is not doing that well recently. Honestly, Checker Pass has been overhyped, and I can see this. I can see Checker Pass being discontinued from Adult Swim and being replaced by Toonami Rewind. I can see that happening. And what will happen in the classic cartoons? Simple. They will end up on Cartoon Network. I can see Samurai Jack going exclusively to Toonami Rewind, and Dexter's Lab, Grim Adventures of Billy Mandy, Ed, and A, they'll go back to Cartoon Network or being part of Boomerang for reruns. That I can see happening. And it'll likely also happen internationally too. That's my prediction. Checker Pass will be discontinued and will be replaced by Toonami Rewind. But this Boomerang, I don't think it's going to shut down anytime soon, even with Me TV Tunes coming up. Because that channel is like a Boomerang for cord cutters. Boomerang can still be used, and plus, where would you air the older Cartoon Network shows then? Even though they will be graveyard time slots, they can still be used there. So yeah, I don't think that's ever happening. Next, FXX. No. Alright? Pardon. But, the main problem I have with FXX is that it just needs more shows. Like, it needs Duncanville. It needs The Great North. It needs Bless the Hearts. It needs those shows. It just needs to add more Fox animated content to be an animation domination network. FXX, even with the Spectrum dropout, has been doing pretty decently in terms of modern cable standards. And they have been going neck and neck to Adult Swim, thanks to the Family Guy reruns. The Family Guy reruns, even though Spectrum dropped FXX, which was a dumb move, they still do well in terms of ratings, in terms of reruns of Family Guy and The Simpsons. So, I don't think FXX is ever going to shut down anytime soon. Especially that FXX is the only place to watch The Simpsons at afternoon time slots in terms of cable networks. And they do air Family Guy uncut and edited time to time. Alright, next up, MTV, MTV2, MTV Classic, and MTV Channels. I agree with MTV Classic, because it is very low, and it just needs to be on basic cable packages, but being on premium, it hasn't been doing that well. I mean, I can easily see that moving exclusively to Paramount Plus as a live fast channel for nostalgia purposes. But MTV2, I could see that staying. But the other ones like MTV Classic, I see it going away. The BET Channels, I can see that when Paramount tried to sell BET and all of its networks, and as they showed up, it lost 7% of its audience. Wow. Yeah, I could see them just focusing on the main BET channel. Freeform. No. Pardon. Yes, Freeform has discontinued most of their originals. I mean, I'm still sad about the loss of Praise Petey. Yes, it was actually a surprisingly good show. But when they dropped it from Spectrum, Spectrum does these dumb decisions, and I won't be surprised if Spectrum ends up with so much problems if they have this focus to say that streaming is the next big thing, despite being a cable company. Pardon, but a cable company. And then, what makes this network vulnerable is almost exclusively reruns. Well, not only that, it's the fact that they have been being used for their traditions like 31 Days of Halloween and 25 Days of Christmas, as well as their Sunday Fun Days. What other place can you watch Pixar movies with cable airings for marathons and have these clever promos? Not really on Disney Plus, as that doesn't have that same feel. I don't think Freeform's ever going to shut down anytime soon either. Now, the ones I can say would shut down would be the lowest of the low. Like, how are Discovery Life and cooking channels still here? How are they still operating? As they aren't that even useful, especially Discovery Life. Dish Network doesn't even have Discovery Life. But then again, Dish Network also doesn't have Universal Kids, and I am very surprised that Universal Kids is still here, even though they have been recently airing Peacock content. This prediction is not that good. I don't think Boomerang is going away. Definitely not FXX. Definitely not Freeform. The other two, I can see that happening, but this list just does not feel right. Anyway, guys, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think that this is legit or not? Because I think it is easily false. Especially with Boomerang, just because of MTV Tunes. Because there are other shows that can fit there, but do not fit on MTV Tunes. Anyway, guys, this is Kawaii Life Antonio, signing off. Peace.